know y'all glad to see that back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2. And I'm not going to keep counting these. Welcome to episode 2. Episode 2 of the Push and Berry podcast. I am Don P, of course. We are here. Thank everybody who tuned in last week to episode 1. Thank everybody for their support. Thank everybody for their feedback. And before I continue on, because we're gonna get right to this. Thank everybody who sent me out, who sent messages and condolences, to myself and my family and my daughter. I appreciate it. I speak a little more tomorrow on Pizzle, but today we're going to just get right into this. WrestleMania 42, y'all. WrestleMania 42. For the first time ever, on ESPN and the ESPN app. I'll just give my everything as we go on. Interesting Saturday night, right? I sit here conflicted, and that's only because it's WWE, it's WrestleMania. I know everybody had, or not everybody, but most people had an issue with how the build went for this. And I think the build was all right. I've seen better, and I've also seen worse builds to a WrestleMania. But this one, now I understand it just a little bit more. But without further ado, man, let's get to this card, man. Let's start with WrestleMania Saturday. The national anthem was pretty dope. It was all right. Then they got to the movie at the beginning. I tell you what, nobody does production quite like WWE outside of ESPN, and the NFL's production is top notch. Like, those are the ones, NFL, but all of them are part of ESPN. But like the production of those vignettes and the hype videos, that hype video was fire. I don't complain a lot. I'm a purist. I follow the stories and all that jazz. It be small stuff that bother me, but I don't let it ruin my wrestling experience. I don't let it ruin my WrestleMania experience or my viewing experience of watching wrestling, pro wrestling / sports entertainment. Those WrestleManias on the West Coast just don't do it for me. Especially with this one starting at 6 o'clock. It was a 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time start. So that means 3 o'clock on the West Coast. Unless you're in a dome stadium that doesn't have a translucent roof, I'm fine. Because that's another part of WrestleMania, the pageantry, the spectacle, the pyro, the movies, like a lot of that stuff, it needs to be done, and you have to turn the lights down. I'm not a fan of the manias on the West Coast unless it's like really inside. 9 at SoFi was dope because it was a little later and it got a little darker, and in that building, it got dark. But Allegiant Stadium, it just looked funny. It's like, this is a daytime mania. It's kind of like a throwback to those manias, the early WrestleManias, where they were doing them at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I believe WrestleMania 8 in the Hoosier Dome, was in the daytime. I believe WrestleMania 3 started in the daytime, and by the time they got to Hogan Andre, it was nighttime. But anyway, that's whatever. We opened the card with the Usos and LA Knight defeating the Vision and I Show Speed. Match was I didn't love it. I didn't hate it either. The guys got their stuff in, which is cool. The Usos came up with the win. I Show Speed, I was impressed. Highly impressed with I Show Speed. I Show Speed clearly the MVP of this match. His post-match I Show Splash, it was like a frog splash with like a flying squirrel because his arms was flapping. Like, it looked good. And kudos to Logan Paul for actually taking that and letting him do that. There's a theme going, and I'll get to it. But that match, guys got what they needed to get in. And, of course, I Show Speed take the pin. The tag team champions remain the tag team champions, and that's what it's going to be for whatever, Moving on, and this is the ESPN. These are that past match and this match are the ESPN matches, or ESPN 2. I'm sorry, the first hour. Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre in the Las Vegas street fight. Jacob Fatu coming up with the victory. I was a little underwhelmed with this match. I wanted them to take this fight more into the crowd, back to the locker room, into the parking lot, make their way back to the inside, and then it ended in the ring. I didn't think the match was going to start in the ring. It actually started. Jacob's entrance was fire. Kudos. Giving it up for the Samoan culture. It was good. But the match itself, like, again, I was a little underwhelmed. I wanted to see more, just like I wanted to see more in the previous match. And then moving to the next match is the women's tag team match. Brie Bella and a returning Paige defeat the Irresistible Forces, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and Bayley and Lyra Valkyria to become the new women's tag team. Great Mania moment. I heard it was spoiled from 4 people the day before. Thank goodness I don't read spoilers. I don't read dirt sheets. I don't give a damn about none of those. I'm glad I didn't see that. And it was like, oh, Nikki's coming out and she's injured. It's like, so who's going to replace her? I was thinking somebody on the roster. I was thinking maybe Tiffy. I'm trying to think. Maybe bring Trish Stratus or somebody, or Lita, or just somebody else out. I was not expecting Paige to come out there. So I popped here in the Palatial Club Pizzle Man Cave. It was good to see Paige. Paige still looks great. That music hits when you hear that. I love her song. Like, getting that pop and getting, Paige is like one of the originals from that era. She's from the right before the Divas era, and she got injured when all of the girls came up. Because remember, it was Paige, Charlotte, and Becky, I believe, were PCB or whatever their name was back then. And right when all of those, when they started to split and Sasha started to come up and Charlotte started to come up and Becky started to come up, right before Bayley got there, Paige got injured. So she didn't get a chance to participate in the women's evolution. She didn't get a chance to do the women's Royal Rumble. She didn't get a chance to participate in a women's elimination chamber. She didn't get a chance to participate in a women's war games, and I believe she will be doing those things in the near future. Now, I actually wanted them to lose this match for the simple fact that, yes, I do book the territory when I'm sitting down here, and Paige coming back. I want Paige versus Rhea Ripley, like pronto, do it. But them getting that win, that match was alright. Again, needed more time. Becky Lynch defeated AJ Lee to become the new women's Intercontinental Champion. Both of these ladies' entrances were fire. Becky with her favorite band, and AJ coming out with her nieces and all of the little girls, all the little cute little mamas came out there dressed like AJ with the shirts and the shorts and the shoes and the skips. And I thought that was so dope. And for her to get an opportunity to do that, her first Mania in 12 years, 11 years, it was a great moment for her. But Becky comes out with the win for this one. Another match that was all right, but needed time. That's the ongoing theme for this Mania, and I'll talk about that once I run through all of these matches. For me, this next match was the best match of the night until the shenanigans. Gunther defeats Seth freaking Rollins. Gunther's the best he's the best heel going right now. He's top 3 in WWE right now. The dude just has it. He is heel personified. He is old school, beat down. I come to get it on. I'm here for one reason and one reason only. I'm here to whoop ass. I don't need no orchestra to bring me out. I don't need this. I don't need that. Just play my music, cut these damn Titantrons and all of this LED shit off, and let me come down to the ring, because I'm here for the ring. I'm here for the wrestling. I'm here to get mine on. Seth came out with the smoking jacket, and hey, I ain't gonna hold you. I did joke about it, and I did say, now where in the world did my man get a full length smoking leather jacket? I thought the jacket was fire. I love how Seth comes out for WrestleMania. He's always dressed for WrestleMania. Ring gear is always fire with Seth Rollins. This match was good. It's the match of the night. These guys deliver in the short amount of time that they got. I believe given more time, they probably would have stole the show. And then Braun Breaker comes out and bam, 1, 2, 3, cost Seth the match. Then he walks up the ramp, and then my man sprints, full sprint, 75 yards, and hits Seth with another spear. No, it wasn't a 1, 2, 3. He choked Seth out. And then that Seth got out the ring, and then Braun ran down 75 yards. Bang! Spear. That's going to be, we going to get Seth versus Breaker. It's coming. And as you saw on the Raw Mania, Liv Morgan defeated Stephanie Vaquer to become the new Women's World Champion. Liv won the Rumble. And I knew this was going to happen. I mean, Liv is a star. She she shot her music video, which I like the video and I like this. Also saw somebody on Instagram mix her song with Obafemi's song, and it's absolutely fire because it clicks and it goes together. Her entrance was dope. She's fire. Like, Liv is a star. She's a star. Again, this match, shenanigans. Raquel and Roxanne came out and helped out just the team. But Liv gets the win. She caps off her road to coming back and reclaiming the title. My only issue with this match is the fact that these two women crashed out and beat the hell out of each other for 6 weeks leading up to this, made each other cry, talked about mamas, lived with the speed knot and her eyes swollen and her eyes black for the last 2 weeks. And they get in the ring and they just have a wrestling match. Like it should have been cat fight, cat fight, cat fight. All in all, Liv got the win. And the main event, Cody Rhodes defeats Randy Orton to retain his undisputed WWE Championship. Fire entrance from Cody. All of his different personas, from just Cody Rhodes to the mask Cody Rhodes to Stardust, and now to the American Nightmare, and him coming up in that mask and that jacket and his ring gear was on point. It looked like a champion. It looked like a WrestleMania main eventer. Randy with his, Randy is Randy. Randy don't need it. We all know Randy's a huge star. And then here comes Pat freaking McAfee again. Like, why are you getting your own? Why are you here, dog? Get off my TV. And I'm glad everything happened the way it happened. He attacked Pat. Pat attacks Cody at the beginning of the match. And then Cody gets a leg up on him. And then out of nowhere, Jelly Roll with the Jelly Roll elbow onto the Spanish announce table. Poor Spanish announce table. Wouldn't be a WrestleMania without the Spanish announce table getting smashed. So get that mess out of the way, and let's get to what we came to see. And it was not Pat McAfee. Roll his punk ass out of here. Randy and Cody put on a good match. Student versus teacher. Between that and Gunther and Seth, the two best matches of the night. Ref bump, of course. And then here comes Pat McAfee again. No wonder ref bump. It was an RKO on to RKO after eye poke or whatever. And here comes Pat McAfee with a freaking neck brace. When you look, this is why McAfee shouldn't even been a part of this thing. He had no business being there. We all know in WWE, with the exception of a few guys, and Pat McAfee shouldn't be even mentioned in this sentence with these guys. When a guy gets carted out of there on a stretcher, you're supposed to be gone. You're not supposed to run your ass down here. And where the fuck did you get a referee shirt from, bro? Come on. You make the 1-2 count and didn't happen. So Randy said, screw you. RKO'd him. Took his eye off of Cody. For a split second too long. Bam. Crossroads. Game over. Cody wins. Cody retains. And then post-match, Randy attacks Cody and hits Cody with a punch. End of WrestleMania. All in all, to me, night one was average. It didn't feel like a WrestleMania. It felt like one of the lower tier pay-per-views. It felt like a No Way Out or a Backlash it didn't feel like one of the big major PLEs. I'm sorry, I keep saying pay-per-views. I'm still old school. I still use pay-per-view. What feeling? Also coming out to make the announcement, and John Cena hosted. Shout out to John Cena. Came out in a suit. Really old for him. He came out to announce the attendance. 50,816 for night one. And then Bianca Belair's music hits, and she comes out looking as good as she wants to look, and she is a beautiful, perfect woman. Beautiful blue dress with roses. It was a nod to one of her other outfits that had roses on it. She came out with the red roses before. And she revealed to the entire WWE universe that she was indeed pregnant. Sad that she's not going to be back for another little while. She's been gone for a year. But I'm also happy, and I text my boy and I posted. I say, Montez Ford, you did it, my boy. Congratulations to Montez and Bianca. I am so happy for them. And let me tell y'all, that baby is going to be the greatest wrestler of all time. That baby is going to be the greatest athlete of all time. That baby want to be the next Sha'Carri Richardson. That baby probably can be the next Sha'Carri Richardson. This is the WWE equivalent. This is if Bam Adebayo and Aja Wilson had a baby. This is what this is. These two physical specimens, Montez Ford, incredible athlete. Bianca Belair, incredible athlete, D1 track athlete. Like, it's congratulations. But again, overall, night one was I didn't hate it. It wasn't the worst ever. WrestleMania 11 was far worse than this. WrestleMania 9 was not that great. A lot of those early WrestleMania 2 was kind of I won't get there. Let's move on to night 2. We open up on ESPN. The Jonas brother, I forgot which Jonas brother, he killed that national anthem. And then we got that man came out there and he strutted 75 yards as we watched all of these people over strutting in the crowd. He beat Brock Lesnar. And not only did he beat Brock Lesnar, it was practically a squash. He ate everything Brock gave him. The shoulders in the corner, he ate them. The F5, he ate it. The suplexes, he ate them all. And all he needed was this much offense. Bam. Fall from grace. Match over. Straight on out of there, baby. And it cuts back to the ring. Brock's laying there. Brock's out. I'm thinking Paulie's coming to wake him up or something. He gets up. He sits up. And I'm like, is he going to do what I think Nah, he's not going to do that. SummerSlam is in Minnesota. He's going to retire at SummerSlam in Minnesota. And he takes the gloves off. And he unties the shoes and takes the shoes off. And he places them in the middle of the ring. He puts up the sign and saying, hey, this is real deal stuff. And he's crying. And Paul Heyman is crying. And it was like, oh my God. Brock Lesnar has retired. Shock. What a shocker. Didn't see that coming. Did call the squash. Listen, y'all. I don't want to be on this show kicking people's backs in. But I want to. Everything in this build-up told us that this was going to be a squash. Y'all know when Brock goes up against these big hulking guys that the matches do not last long. He usually comes out on top, with the exception of Goldberg at Survivor Series. But his matches are short. The only ones he's really gone long with, pause, are Roman Reigns, multiple times. Him and Cody's matches had some time to him, as well as I believe his SummerSlam match with Randy Orton, and then Triple H when he first came back, and Cena. Like, his matches don't last long. Like the latter Brock, those matches not going. Y'all should have known this match was gonna be over in 5 minutes, 6 minutes, and I knew Oba was gonna get him. I guess I paid too much attention. And then moving on ESPN, Penta wins the ladder match, defeating Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio to remain the champion. Oh my God. What a ladder match. Again, I feel like they didn't have enough time. They needed maybe another 5 or 10 minutes, but the guys got their stuff in. Everybody did their thing. Everybody looked strong. Javon Evans stole the show. Looked great. The future is bright for that kid. Dragon Lee looks great. JD McDonough. That man puts his life and his body on the line every time he's in there. Kudos to you. JD might be like the co-MVP of this match along with Javon Evans. Rusev had a hell of a match. Rusev looked, he wasn't in the mud roll. Rusev he was dominant. He was picking guys up and slamming guys, throwing guys in the ladders, and doing all of that stuff. And Rey Mysterio. Shout out to Rey. Rey, keep that ish on. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The ring gear is always on point. Outside the ring, the gear is always on point. But Penta ultimately came out with the victory. Trick Williams defeats Sami Zayn to become the new United States champion. Came out with Lil Yachty. Honestly, Yachty did just enough. He didn't buy, like, it was like, all right, you came out. You said your piece, and you brought the man out. And not only did that man come out of there, the man had an extendo chinchilla. Oh boy, if him and Seth Rollins ever get into a feud, that's going to be a fashion show right there. Both of them like lemon pepper steppers and Rick James boots. They like the gear, like the fly clothes. That's going to be something. That's going to be a sight. This match, it did what it needed to do. But I don't want this one to be over with. I want them to go at it again. They need another match at Backlash. This feud needs a trilogy, or at least run it back one more time. The Demon Finn Balor defeats Dominic Mysterio in a street fight. This match became a street fight on Mania Sunday. And it's like, what are we doing? Both guys put on. Finn Balor's entrance as the Demon is still one of the best entrances for WWE. I do not like, again, daytime West Coast WrestleManias, that match, like, if that was in like a dome that didn't have a glass facade to it, and those lights go out and that and Finn comes out, all the streamers and all of that stuff is cool, man. So it was good to see the Demon Finn back. Rhea Ripley defeated Jade Cargill and to become the new women's world champion. It is what it is. Would have loved for Jade to keep that title, but now I understand why Jade doesn't have that title, because Bianca Belair is going to be out for another year. Or she'll be out at least until next year's Royal Rumble. Just throwing it out there. Jade need to get rid of Meechin and B-Fab. Now, I love me some B-Fab. I might be the only person on the internet who loves her the way I do. I love B-Fab. She's so beautiful to me. But y'all got my girl Jade looking like a mutt. And then EO came in and helped her out. And we'll see. And finally, Roman Reigns defeated CM Punk to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. This was by far the best match of the whole entire weekend. These two guys brought it. These two guys left it all out in the ring. CM Punk, bravo, my guy. That tribal chief, baby. Y'all know the vibe. Y'all know what it is. Those entrances, Roman and it was like the fat lady singing, but it ain't over. And he came out with the OG tribal chief, Roman. So happy, so satisfied with that. And CM Punk's entrance was dope. An ode to his old original Ring of Honor days. The jacket that he wore with Larry, his dog that passed away, and the 3 WWE guys that also have recently passed away, as well as a close friend of his he wore on his chest, and also the crown of Harley Race. That's the one thing I love about CM Punk is the fact that he is a wrestling historian. Like, he loves wrestling the way I do. Like, he knows things. But this match was a hard-hitting match, and ultimately, at the end, it came down to CM Punk being everything WWE do. It connects. It all connects. And it's crazy. And once again, the tribal chief is back on top. Sunday's attendance was 55,256. It was clearly the better night of the two nights. My biggest issue with this whole weekend was time. ESPN does a great job, and WWE as well. They do a great job of producing. But it was way too many commercials. It was way too much time between those matches. That's my biggest and really my only issue, besides it being a West Coast WrestleMania and the damn thing started in daylight and ended in daylight. The matches weren't long enough. Outside of the main event for both nights and the ladder match. But I feel like the ladder match should have got like 5 more minutes. But these matches deserve to be longer. They replaced the hype videos and the lead ups. They replaced those with a bunch of commercials. I did not like that. I was not with that. Again, night 2 was clearly better than night 1. Night 2 or night 1 seemed to be like in TKO dipping their nose in and saying, hey, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And night 2 seemed to be Triple H and the boys in the back saying, this is how you do it. We'll let y'all do that. And we're going to show y'all how to do this. And the people are going to tell y'all, and the people are going to decide night 2 is clearly the better night. To me, night 2 is an A. And overall, it's an A- for the entire show. To me. That's to me. The Raw after Mania. It seems that Triple H and the boys are making it now just a regular Monday Night Raw. You might have, the call-ups are the call-ups. Ethan Page and Sol Ruka apparently have been called up. Judging off of what happened on Sol's match Tuesday on NXT, she's done down there, so she's officially a part of the Raw roster, as well as All Ego Ethan Page. Which I like because Ethan Page is ready. I like Ethan Page. I watched enough of him at NXT. I didn't see a lot of his AEW stuff because I don't watch much of it. I'm going to try to get into AEW. I'm going to do my best, y'all. I'm just can't make no promises, but I'll try to get into that. Or maybe if I hire a co-host, like he can help me get where I need to get to. Kicked off with Oba saying the ruler is here. Dropped the mic, walked out, didn't see him no more. The Street Profits return as they help Seth stave off the Vision after he busts Braun Breaker upside the head and cut him open. Are we gonna see Punk and Cody? I liked Punk coming out and saying, I didn't have it, but I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna quit because opportunity might show up. And then here comes Cody, eyes swollen, messed up from the belt shot and the punt at the end of the match. He's not medically clear, by the way, so we'll see what they do with that. Rhea is headed to SmackDown tonight. SmackDown is going on tonight. Trick Williams is going to celebrate. What's next for Cody? What's going to happen with Tiffany Stratton? Is JC Jane coming up? Is Ricky Saints coming up? I'm trying to think of who else is down there that might be coming up or should be coming up. Those are the only two I can think of: Saints and JC Jane. And finally, to end the Raw after Mania, Jacob versus Roman. Are we getting back? Are we going to get another Bloodline story? Are we going to get something where, you know what? It don't even matter. We getting Roman versus Jay. I don't care how it ends. We finally get that match. And again, SmackDown is tonight, 8 p.m. I hope y'all getting ready to tune in to that as I sign off, and I'm gonna give y'all plenty of time to get there. Thank you guys for checking me out today. Push and Barry. It's up in the air if I'm gonna do next week. I'm not sure. I'll keep y'all posted on my socials. Make sure y'all follow me on my socials. PodGuy216, Peterson Media 216. And y'all, of course, y'all know the Facebook. With that said, y'all, we out of here. Peace.